Hello guys, welcome to the chat room. I'm Mei Yi. Today I'm here at the Theater of Dreams. As you can see, it's a place with great soccer atmosphere. And you know, myself, I've always been a big fan of the sport of soccer, but unfortunately I don't know enough about it. I don't have enough knowledge of it. So that's why I'm here to learn more about the sport, and also through playing games to learn more, to create more interest for the sport. And today we're live streaming to you from CGTN's website, app, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, 央视频, and Weibo. And I actually see a staff there already. So let's see what game I can play. Let's go ask him. Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm good.
What's your name?
My name is Hanwen.
Nice to meet you. So I heard that there are a lot of games that I could play and maybe try. So tell me about the games.
Yeah, so we have an argument reality football game here.
Okay.
So you can dribble in the room, and also you can shoot for the square to get a high score.
Okay, so show me the game.
Okay, let's go. Oh, we already see a player here.
That's
so
great.
Maybe I think you guys can compete with each other.
That's
if you
exciting. Let's do that. Hi. I heard that you're already here, so
Hi,
what's your name?
I'm Tariq.
Nice to meet you. Where are you from?
I'm from Egypt.
And do you come here often?
Yeah, this is my fourth time actually.
Oh, okay. So I guess you're familiar with the game already. Are you good at it?
Yeah, I'd like to believe I'm good.
Okay. So tell me about the game, Helen.
So this game, we already have some professional players here. So
Okay, that's great.
they play several times and get a really high score. So maybe you guys can try to break the record.
Well, you know, it's my first time here, so I can't wait to see who's gonna win the game. Are you excited?
Super excited.
Okay, let's get started. How about that?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, I'll see you in a bit.
Good luck.
Good luck to you too. Now, since we're in the room, tell me where to kick and what do I do?
Yeah, you can just stand there, and also you can choose the difficulty.
Okay.
And there will be some arrow move on the ground, and you can dribble on it, and you also.
So I go to the arrow, basically.
Yes, yes.
Okay, let's do it. I think I'm ready. I choose professional, correct?
Yeah.
Let's do
If you
that.
want.
Okay. Okay. Now I'm gonna choose professional. Ooh, okay, I'm ready. And I just follow the arrows, right?
Yes.
Perfect. This is easy so far. Oh my goodness. Okay, this is, wow, making all types of mistakes. Okay, so far so good. I don't want to kick that one. Okay, this is getting harder for sure. Ooh, look, I got a trophy now.
Yeah, trophy.
Missed it! Okay, got it! Oh my goodness.
Yeah, when you kick that golden one, you see the square.
Can I use my hand?
More, yeah.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's back to normal.
That one was too hard. Not even gonna try
So hard.
because I might break the camera. And that one also is way too hard. Can I use my hand? No.
Oh!
I scored! That one was good. Now, the final kick. 这个我哪踢得上去啊？
Okay, perfect ending.
That was good, right?
Yeah.
I'm impressed by myself. I'll be better at it next time for sure.
Yeah, I believe.
Yep, that was good. I'm proud of myself. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a wrap. Let's see what he got. Well, of course you won, but good game.
Good game.
And then next time, hopefully you can do better. Yeah?
Hopefully, yeah.
You think so?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, perfect. And since now we're done with the game, I actually have more guests waiting for me upstairs. But next time I come back, Evan, you'll help me to improve more, I guess.
Okay, thank
And then
you.
hopefully you'll be here to compete with me again, okay?
Okay.
I'll see you guys soon. Bye.
I'll see
Bye-bye.
you. Bye.
Hi.
Whew, okay, I just finished playing the game downstairs, and now I'm back up because I have friends waiting for me to discuss other things than games. Of course, we're going to discuss more serious things about soccer. And let me see if they're ready. Friends, are you ready?
Yep.
Okay,
We're
perfect.
ready.
As most of you know that 2022 will be the World Cup. So that's why I invited my friends here today to share their expectations and what they would love to see in the World Cup. And of course, I want you guys to leave your comments on what you are going to see in the World Cup as well. So let's now welcome the first guest that I have, Adams. Hello.
Hey, hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good.
I know you're super busy, but thank you for joining me today.
Thank you. Thank you for having
Good to
me.
see you.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's invite our second guest out. How about
Sure.
that? Okay, Liv, are you ready? Come on outside.
Oh, nice.
Ooh, hello. Okay, so Liv is also a social personality, and she shared all her thoughts on the internet as well. So I can't wait to discuss all the cool
Can't wait
fun
either.
facts and all your experience. Okay, now let's welcome the last but not the least, Josh, who's a big super fan of soccer as well.
Hey guys.
Hello.
Hey guys.
And he's actually from UK as well, so I can't wait for you to share all your, your cool stories. So how about we grab a seat?
Yeah. Thank you.
There's plenty of food in front of us, so
Very tempting,
feel
yes.
free to, oh, you're already, okay.
Digging in.
Yeah.
So I know that you guys are all super fans for soccer,
Yeah.
of course. And I know that you all have a team that you love, right? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how about we play a game? Let's cheer your team up without saying your team actually is, and we'll have all the guests.
Okay.
And you guys guess what your favorite team is.
Okay, so should I go first?
Let's do it, Josh.
All right, so with us, our nickname's the Toffees. So it's up the Toffees, come on the Toffees. But if you're online on Twitter or whatever, you always see COYB before a game.
So it's not Liverpool. It's not
Definitely not. Definitely not.
It has to be Everton. Come
Yes.
on. Oh yeah.
Was that very easy?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
the toughest, that's like their
Yeah.
nickname or something.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
So
yeah.
tell us about you said on the internet when it's trending, what do they say?
So it's COYB, which is
Okay.
Come On You Blues.
Okay.
I don't know how we got it instead of Chelsea, because that was
Yeah.
theirs as well for a while. But either way, if anything we get over Chelsea, I'll take it.
Okay, cool. And who will go next? You
Oh,
can
I
go.
will go next.
Okay.
I'm gonna make it very simple.
Okay.
I'm gonna hum our theme song.
Ooh,
It
can't
has
wait
to
to
be
hear it.
very
Yeah.
simple,
Let's do it.
Okay.
Glory, glory, Man United.
Ah,
You
yeah.
got
That's
it?
simple.
Yeah.
Well, I guess he's wearing the shirt, so that kind of
Yeah.
gives it away
But
too,
I
right?
I've heard that song 20 years now. Yeah.
in pain.
Yes, yeah.
Well, it's pretty obvious now. And
Yeah.
It is.
Okay,
Yeah.
and Liv.
Yes, I'm gonna go with a chant that
Okay.
fans came up with. I'm gonna say the lyrics, not the actual chant.
Okay.
Late in May 1999, a certain player scored a goal in injury time. What a feeling, what a night.
I guess that's Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was the certain player.
Yeah.
AKA Babyface.
Yeah.
Our
The
manager.
super sub himself.
I don't know the history behind it, but that sounds like such a, like an inspiring
Yeah,
story.
it really
So
was.
your team, I guess, as well as the
Yes.
Yeah, we're on the same side.
You guys
Yay.
are, okay, so I guess
Yeah,
it's
like
Josh
That's good.
against.
Yeah, that goal broke a lot of hearts in Liverpool that night. We had our other interests going on, you could say.
And now we know each other's favorite team. How about we play a little game? I actually just recently heard about the game. It's called the Mexican Wave. Have you guys heard of it?
I know of the Mexican wave, but not the game.
Okay, so basically, we don't have a lot of people here, but we'll still make it work. I have
Yeah.
paper here. I want you guys to write your favorite player's name or just any player and the country that he's from, not that he plays for, but he's from.
Yeah.
And then I'll draw a random name and I'll say like the country scores or whoever scores, and then we'll do a clockwise wave from there,
Okay.
just to warm up. Okay.
Okay.
So here you go. Here you go. Here you go. And all the pen. Here
Thank
go.
you. Oh, red. My favorite.
Yeah.
How did she end up with blue? That should be.
Do you guys want to switch before it's too late? It's for away kids.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Well, we're black away this year, so.
So after you write it, you turn to the camera and you kind of show them what your name is without, telling each other, even though you guys are sitting really close to each other.
My awful
Well, don't make it
handwriting,
too hard
but
for me. Remember that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do I show
So
the
we
camera?
show the camera.
Yes. Let's wait for
Just
Adam.
keep it secret.
Secret?
I'm not gonna.
Yeah, I'm not looking. I'm not cheating. I'm not cheating.
Got it? Okay. Now let's fold it up, or actually just give it to me, and then
Yeah.
I'll do the
You can
wave.
see from the other side.
Yeah,
actually.
Just stick it through
I'll
the
put it
paper.
underneath.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. Are you guys ready?
Yep.
So the first, England scores. All of you. Wait, no, we have two England.
Oh, we have two. Oh.
Okay, that was my bad. Okay, we'll do another one.
Okay.
Tony scores.
Tony
Okay.
Hibbert.
So who did you write?
Tony Hibbert.
And tell us about that.
He is a long-time defender for Everton. And there was a pretty famous thing. There was a sign up in the ground, when Hibbert scores, we riot, because he was a defender. It basically
okay.
never happened.
It's probably own goal.
That I'm not going to be offended on that either. So,
Oh, I don't know. I'm curious about the story, but I don't know if I should
and then
mention
there
it.
was like one game, it was like Carabao Cup, 6th round, something like that. And he finally got a goal, and everyone just ran onto the pitch. It was a pretty funny scene.
Okay. Okay, let's do another one. France scores. That's not clockwise. Come on.
It should be this
Yo,
way.
I was-
This way. Oh, come on, Josh.
Okay,
But
okay.
that's fine.
It's okay. I mean, yeah.
Okay, fine.
Come on the blues.
Tell us about the French player.
It's Olivier Giroud, and I think it's arguably the most handsome French player ever out there. So girls should check him out.
Wouldn't know about that.
Expect me later.
Okay. Is he still playing now?
Yes.
Okay.
In AC Milan, not in the Premier League anymore.
I thought Anthony Marshall was the.
Okay,
Was this
perfect.
he was the hunk.
Yep.
He was the grumpiest.
And guys, before we go further, I just want to say it to our viewers that feel free to leave your comments on wherever you're watching us from. And I actually want to ask you guys 3 questions. So leave the answers to those 3 questions down in the comment section, and later on we'll discuss those questions with our guests as well. So the first one will be that, who is your favorite soccer player from different age groups, no matter if he's still playing or not, or if he's a young player? So who's your favorite player? And second of all, what do you expect to see in the 2022 World Cup? So what's your expectation? Who do you think will go the furthest? Who do you think will win? And last but not least, what's your favorite soccer moment? Which story stuck with you? And either it's your own experience or an experience that you've witnessed. So feel free to leave your comment in the comment section below, and we'll discuss this later. Okay? Okay. So back to us. I know that each country has a different way of celebrating, right?
Yeah.
And so tell us. I see all these great food here. So tell us that who will go first? How do you celebrate?
Okay, so Sierra Leone, we've not been out there a lot, like in competitions and everything, but down to the African level, we've tried. So let me skip to the celebration part. Okay, so Sierra Leoneans love football. We love soccer. Like you'd see a Sierra Leonean, fighting for English teams and whatever.
Yeah.
So, but in our stadiums, like when there is a live soccer match, we will go there with a full band. You can imagine a full band. Either the full band, like the Western way of, doing music, or our traditional drums, which is amazing. It sounds so well.
Yeah.
And we'll be beating before the start of the match to the end of the match.
Oh, to the end. So throughout the whole thing.
Throughout the whole thing, we'll just be singing. Whether we're losing or not, we are singing.
So it's a concert.
Yeah.
a concert and a soccer match.
I'm telling you.
That's
yeah,
great.
it's-
I believe the atmosphere must be, so exciting
It's
to,
so lit, it's so exciting and
to the
and it's so
audience and to the
colorful as well.
players, right?
Yes, yes.
I bet. And
yes.
what got you into soccer? What made you love the sport so much?
Okay, so my elder brother, he played a little bit of National League soccer back
Ooh,
home.
that's amazing.
Yes, a little bit of it, but I was not into it for the longest of time. So I got to love soccer because of, well, not even my country's national team, but for Cameroon,
Okay.
because they were really great. They were at
Yeah.
that peak, like, in Africa-wide, they were like the top team in Africa, the Cameroon national team. And I love Samuel Eto'o so much. I loved him so much.
Yeah.
So that
That
got me
inspired
to,
you, right?
Yes, it inspired
That's great.
me a lot.
That's
yeah.
great that you have a great inspiration that made you love the sport that you love today. That's amazing. What about, let's do Josh first.
Sure.
We'll say okay.
So what were you asking me?
Yeah, so I love how just kind of forgot the question. What got you into soccer, and what's your way of celebrating, or when you're watching the game?
So I'll start with the celebrations because as an Everton fan, we don't have many. So so with us, there's a lot more commiserations, which is, we generally, you go to the pub, you have a few pints, things like that. During the match, we have a lot of songs, a lot of chants, things like that. But then when there's an actual victory, it's one of those things where, let's be honest, a lot of times it's quite unexpected. It's not the thing that we're really used to. So then it almost becomes like, okay, then our whole night is just celebrating the game.
That's
It
great.
becomes like
So it's like a big party.
Basically,
That's
yeah.
great.
Yeah.
So you guys use the match to kind of extend it to a big party, a big gathering,
Basically,
right? To bring
yeah.
people
Because they
together.
don't know when it's going to happen.
Yeah,
Next.
yeah, exactly. And because our ground is so close to the city centre, it's just pretty natural to, you start Gladys Street End, you have a
thing.
few drinks outside, and then you go right into the city
Literally
centre.
a
and it's
routine, right?
Basically, yes.
That's
yeah.
great. And what about you? What made you love the sport so much?
So my granddad in the 1950s, he had a tryout to play for Liverpool FC.
Ooh,
And
that's
it's like
awesome.
a family legend. There's a letter somewhere, I've seen it, where it's him rejecting the position.
Oh, no.
Because back in the 1950s, the pay wasn't that high. It wasn't the millionaires in the Premier League.
So it's totally different now.
Yeah,
'cause we know
so
now
he
the
was
pay.
making more money working in a factory.
Oh, I
so he
see.
turned it down to focus on a real job.
Yeah.
But he had the chance to play for them. He's a lifelong fan. Growing up, he was a very passionate fan, and that got me into the sport from there.
Well, it runs in the blood.
Basically, yeah.
How did he end up supporting Everton?
It's the wrong team.
Come on, you gotta ask him. You can't ask
so
me.
It was two sides of the family. He was Liverpool. My grandmother was Everton, and it just became
So
like.
you went with that grandma
'cause
to.
I thought it would be funnier as a child if I was like, shouting at my granddad or like jeering him on when Liverpool lost, things like that. Little did I realize as the 90s progressed, the 2000s progressed, one team goes up and the other team kind of stays further down.
Well, that's a great story. What about you, Liv? I know that you do amazing things on the internet. So
Thank
tell
you.
us. So tell us, how do you celebrate, and what got you into the soccer world?
So when it comes to celebration, are we talking about the Chinese national team? Because we don't really
Honestly,
celebrate that much,
In
do we?
general, yourself, like wherever you are, how do you celebrate?
I love chants as well because Man United got so many good chants. We pretty much got one for every single player. Like we got Ronaldo back, so
Wow,
we
so
brought
for
back the old
every
chant.
individual, there's a
Pretty
chant.
much. If
That's-
you are a star and if
that's
you're loved,
special.
you
Yeah.
have
That's
a chant.
special.
And we got several chants for our manager, which I mentioned earlier. Yeah, because he's a club legend. And I know English fans also like to throw beers in the air.
Yeah.
So like a beer shower.
Yeah, you have to be quite careful.
Yeah. We don't really do that here because we're more environmental friendly. But people drink.
You don't like to water the plants?
Well, not with beer, right? So, but we drink. And that's pretty much it. We sing a lot.
Okay, and how did you get into the soccer world?
It was the 2006 World Cup.
Wow, that's
that
a
was
long time.
15 years ago. I was still a little kid,
So
but
you didn't know any soccer back then, right?
before that, no. That was my
Wow.
first ever game.
So that 15 years made you gain all your love and your
I'm like an
knowledge.
expert now.
You are an expert, I'm sure. Okay, and I know that Phil, you coach soccer,
Yeah,
right?
I coach, I play.
So I know you know some tricks. How about you show us and our viewers some tricks? I see a ball right there, so why don't you grab it and show us?
I'll try.
I'm excited.
Okay. Yes. So Everton, please keep quiet. No comment from you.
Come on, United.
All right. Yeah. So I'm just gonna do a little bit of a demonstration. Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
Okay. So we call this the Ronaldinho, like you're, and you come back,
Yeah.
and we get the,
okay.
yeah.
Ronaldo, who?
How often
Yeah.
do you have to practice to be able to do all this?
For some players who are naturally gifted, like the Lionel Messi
Yeah.
and the like, it just comes.
Yeah, but-
yeah, but for other players, you have to. It has to be like an everyday thing.
For sure.
with you,
I
yeah.
bet.
It has to be. an
That's
everyday
great. Good job.
Awesome.
thing. Yeah.
I wish I could do that one day. Maybe in a couple of years if I keep practicing.
Yeah.
You know that we were just talking to our viewers how we want them to leave comments. I actually got some comments over here. People are saying Ronaldo's the best. Godfather Messi. Do you guys agree with that?
Well, maybe not even so.
Yeah, I'm
Come
a
on,
CR7
okay.
fan.
And I see that someone said, as a Chinese soccer fan, the World Cup final is scheduled for December 18th at 11 p.m. Beijing time. This is the perfect time for Chinese fans, except for the 3 a.m. game. I don't want to stay up late, but in winter I can't barbecue and drink beer outside like summer. So instead, they want to have hot pot and watch the game at home. That sounds good, right?
Yeah.
And since you guys are in Beijing, maybe we could all use that method,
Yeah.
cook some hot pot at home. I'll eat it up and watch the game, right?
I was thinking we could get some space heaters, put them outside, get it warm, remind us of, make it like Qatar but at home.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
Oh, but it's in the winter time, and is that rare or?
This is the first ever
Yeah.
winter
Wow,
World Cup.
that's
yeah.
awesome. So that's exciting. I guess the players will be dressed differently as well.
It's very strange. They're doing like, what is it? They're doing like cloud seeding or something to make sure there's always clouds with the stadium.
Yeah.
There's going to be air conditioning inside to try and make it kind of normal temperatures. There's a lot going into this one that we've never
Okay.
seen before.
That's great. So we
Yeah.
get to see all these kind of new technologies
Yeah.
as well, I guess.
Yeah.
That's very exciting. Okay, so back to the questions that I was asking our viewers, and now I want to discuss those with you guys as well. So what's your most memorable soccer moment? Regarding if it's your own or something you've witnessed. So tell us about that. Liv, how about you go first?
Sure, but I think this one's gonna be hard to top. I'm sorry, guys.
Okay, let's make it hard for them to top. Go ahead.
I actually got the chance to interview Kylian Mbappe.
Okay.
Arguably one of the best players currently, right? It was one of his first ever English interviews. So, because he's French, usually
Okay.
they do things in French.
And I know you speak great English, so was it hard for him? Was it hard for him to communicate? Or?
He was learning actually because he's very motivated and
Okay.
he wants to be the world star. So he knows he needs to speak English to be that level. It was really nice because it was 30 minutes long. You don't really get to talk to a world-class player
Yeah.
every day for 30 minutes.
Right.
How did that go for you? You must be so excited.
So good because
Right?
he's very young. So he's really like a young kid talking to a friend. Although I'm a little bit older than him, but he treated me like a peer.
You didn't have to say that. we know what
We'll pretend like we don't know that.
And
Yeah.
he was really excited. That was before the Euros, so he was really excited for the Euros,
Yeah.
even though it didn't really go well for them.
Yeah.
But I think they still have a really good chance for the World Cup.
Well, that's definitely an experience that it's hard to top.
Yeah.
But let's hear, what about you guys?
So this one is definitely not on that level, of course. But this one happened this year. It was the Champions League final. So I don't support Chelsea, I don't support Manchester City, but after a whole year of empty stadiums, pubs being closed, things like that, this game, there were fans in the stadium, everyone was out, everyone was excited for the game. It really, it was one of those things where when the pandemic hit, no one really knew how long it would last, no one really knew what it would do to the game. But I remember that night when it was that game, it was like it was that buzz in the air again. It was like, okay, football's back. It was a really positive moment.
I know that the pandemic has been hard on everybody, social-wise, and it just every department of business is hard too.
Yeah.
Like the sports industry, it
Yeah.
makes it hard because there's no fans watching. So I guess that must be a touching moment,
Yeah, because you spend so long just kind of watching it at home because
Yeah.
you can't go to the bar, and even then, there's certain channels that when you watch the game, they will pump in fake crowd noise, but the ones that don't, and you can hear like every echo and every shout, it's really just like it's not bad, it's just very strange.
Yeah,
so
for
when
sure.
it was this night and everyone's out, everyone's in the
Must be
stadium.
so touching.
Yeah, it was really like, we're back.
We're back.
Yeah.
Okay. What about you?
For me, I'll go a little bit way back. Like I said, Cameroon, they really touched me back then. So I didn't really quite recall the year, but it would be around 2003, 2006-ish kind of thing. It might spill over. I beg your pardon, please. So Cameroon was in the finals, the African Nations Cup final, with a team that I can't recall right now because I was so emotional that day. And they had been on a 1-1 draw for the whole game, so they had an extra time, and it was like the second half of the extra time. And they the defender made a mistake, and they had to score against Cameroon. Man, Samuel Eto'o, the host of Cameroon, man, it was I had to cry. So yeah, but again, that was one of the greatest moments of my life. The game was really, really emotional. It was different.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And, you know, speaking of who's your favorite players, I have all these feedback from our viewers again. So who's your favorite?
Me, it's definitely CR7, Cristiano Ronaldo.
I must say that a lot of them agree with you. Ronaldo is the best player in the world. I don't know about others. Okay, this one doesn't even know about others anymore. Okay, I need help with this one. This one says Gerard.
Oh, that's Gerard, Shevchenko, and Fabregas.
Do you guys agree those?
Oh, he doesn't agree.
You don't like
Not
Steven
Gerrard.
Gerrard?
You don't agree with those?
Well,
Rival.
yeah.
What about this one?
He was a rival.
No.
So.
I'm not even going to try to pronounce it.
That's Thomas Vermaelen. Yeah.
Oh,
Do you guys agree
yeah.
with that one?
That's quite
your
like.
face.
That's definitely like someone's favorite.
yeah. But other than,
It's not a
like
common
personal,
one?
No.
Okay, who's your favorite?
I got several. Because the one who actually got me into football was Michael Owen. He's like an England
Is he still playing?
national treasure. No, he's
he
very, very old
retired.
now.
Yeah.
Well, 15 years, come on. I mean,
Yeah.
if that got you started,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
sure that...
Yeah, but he was great.
Yeah.
Now he's famous for something else, for making false predictions.
Yeah.
He cheers every single team.
Yeah, he's famous for being a very boring commentator.
Well, I'll give you that, yeah.
Yeah.
What about you?
For the player who got me into it was Big Duncan Ferguson. He was like the main guy at Everton through the
guys
90s.
agree?
And
It's very tough. He's a tough guy.
yeah, that's because that's the thing. Like you have these players, like some are fast, some are skillful, whatever. He was just tough. He was just like.
We all love a tough player for
Yeah.
the team, right? The
Yeah.
one that can take everything,
Yeah,
right?
the
he just
dirty
got
work.
in there and basically turned into a scrap every time. And as those guys who tried to break into his house in the early 2000s found out, he's not just tough on the pitch, he's tough off the pitch as
So
well.
on the field and off the
Yeah.
field.
Yeah,
Okay, well, I guess you just love the personality. in
basically,
general.
yeah.
Perfect. And what about, the 2022 World Cup? I know that the 2006 World Cup got you into the soccer
Yeah.
world, and now you have another World Cup coming up.
Yeah.
So tell us your expectations.
I think this one, like we mentioned before, like it's the first one in winter. With being in Qatar, they're doing so much to like change the climate and things to make it more suitable for the players. It's one of those things where I'm kind of interested in it. I mean, I love these international tournaments, but this one in particular has a real like level of interest of like how will it play out, how will it affect the season? Because it's happening in the middle of a season, so the Premier League never gets a winter break.
Yeah.
But for the first time ever, I think they get a week beforehand, and then the further you get into the tournament, you get like an extra couple of days. So it's one of those things where it's not only interesting in and of itself, but how will it affect what happens before, what happens afterwards? Like, the season is basically going to be totally different.
Okay, and what team do you think will go?
Oh, it's coming home.
Okay.
What about you? These two have very disagree. Literally says disagreement on their face.
The Euro was supposed to come home.
Yeah,
But it
home,
didn't.
and they lost it.
What about you guys? What's your expectation?
Well, France probably gonna win. France definitely one of the favorites with my boy Kylian Mbappe. He's still in his prime.
I agree with that. But I'll name two other teams.
Okay.
Brazil is one to watch as well. We saw what they did in the just concluded Olympics in Japan. And let's not forget Argentina as well. They won the Copa America, right?
Yeah.
So those are the three teams
I
that
believe that's the first major international trophy Messi has.
So
he will really want to follow up with.
Oh, yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Once you win that,
Yeah.
you really want to continuously to
Exactly.
do that for your country. And what about you?
Who's gonna win? Or I mean,
Who's
apart
gonna-
from France,
yeah.
I mean, I really hope China will qualify.
Honestly, we actually have. It says the Chinese team is terrible, but you know,
Well,
we're working on it, right?
We still have a chance. We still got games to
have
play.
a chance.
Yeah.
We're working on it. We're getting better. And someone is saying Switzerland was great. I don't have much knowledge about it, about this year's. What do you think about
They
Switzerland?
did well in the Euros.
I
They actually
really
beat
like
France.
teams. Yeah, I
Yeah,
always think of
they
teams like Switzerland, Japan on the world stage, Sweden sometimes. These teams that you don't necessarily think of as being like world beaters, but they always reach like the quarters or the knockouts.
they
Or
come,
they
they
always
just-
upset someone.
Yeah.
And it's that which is like almost a bit more exciting than the favourites, seeing like which underdog will go that far.
They always disrupt predictions.
Yeah.
And you know, after all these exciting talks about the game, I actually know that there's a tunnel here that looks like a legit tunnel to the soccer field. So
yeah.
how about we go check that out?
Sure,
let's
do
go.
that.
Let's do
go.
it.
Let's go. So I heard that the tunnel is built a little more differently, but I'm
okay.
excited to see what the tunnel looks like. So let's go check that out. And guys, so this is actually the tunnel that I was telling you guys about, the legit tunnel to a soccer field. But before we go, let me ask you, have you guys been to a real tunnel?
So I've been to Goodison Park quite a few times, but
Okay.
I've never had the chance to go to the tunnel.
Okay.
But I've seen it on TV.
Yeah,
quite
all
a
the
lot,
time, right?
And I have a feeling this is going to be slightly more glamorous.
For
Goodison
sure.
Park's quite
It
old,
looks
but,
like it from the outside
Yeah.
already. What about
Yeah,
you?
I've been to one.
Okay.
It's a national stadium actually. It's not as good as maybe Goodison Park, but yeah, it could be.
And you?
I've been to the real Old Trafford, so I guess this one's trying to recreate that tunnel.
Okay,
But
so it
mine
looks
was a bit
similar,
different.
right? Okay, let's go
see,
check
we'll
it
see.
out and see what's the difference. You know, from the outside of it, it already looks like Josh said, glamorous.
Yeah.
And it looks dark, like a little mysterious as well, I guess.
Yeah.
It's Manchester United.
I don't know how I feel about the steps. I mean,
It's go nuts steps.
yeah, but you know, if you were a player, you have your studs on. If it's half time, it's been like it's rainy, it's muddy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's the worst.
Yeah, it's raining there.
Yeah, so maybe this is a bit too dangerous to be legit. But I think that we probably should mention is if it doesn't look legit, it at least
Yeah.
sounds it. Like
It sounds legit
yeah,
for sure.
like
yeah.
I don't know
Hear
if
it.
I don't know if it's coming through on the stream.
Yeah.
But not only is it like a crowd noise, it's coming through everywhere. So you get
Yeah.
the feeling like it's not coming through speakers. It's like you're actually under the stands and the fans are.
For sure, like they're
everywhere
above,
but
right?
yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah, I mean that is what we do. We are united. We're Manchester.
What you do. Yeah.
What you guys do, you had to mention that.
It's not just the crowd, it's the song. It's the same song we play every single time before every
Yeah.
game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's the
Oh, really?
Roses song.
I
called
didn't even
This Is the
notice
One.
that, but I guess she knows the best because she's such a huge fan of it.
Yeah.
But now that you said it, I could hear the music as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Now
And
we're further towards the top.
For sure.
It's getting clearer.
But yeah, like Josh mentioned, I know that a normal, regular tunnel is more like a flat one, and this one is kind of going upstairs.
Yeah, this is not a normal regular tunnel. It's Manchester United's tunnel. Oh, guys.
He had to mention it again.
So everything they do
Not
is
to
special.
brag, but-
Everything they do is special. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I love it here, so I can't wait to see what's more on the inside. So let's go
yeah,
check that
yeah.
out.
Ooh, nice.
Wow, okay. I like the setup of this room. It's like change
authentic,
rooms,
yeah.
you know, with all the
Oh, man,
cool
yes.
numbers and cool jerseys. Okay, I see a mini game here. How about we play and we'll divide into two teams?
Okay.
Me and Liv will be a team.
Let's go.
You know, we can't.
can't
I-
compete
I-
with
I-
yourself.
Ladies first.
How about you guys take a seat there, and then you know I have my question list here, so feel
Okay.
free to ask.
Okay. Okay.
And, you know, I'm not a professional compared to Liv, so probably won't get an answer. Okay,
Okay.
so this game basically, what we're gonna do is we're gonna play this mini soccer thing, while them ask us questions, and then if I score, I get a point, and if you answer the answer right, you also get a point.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
So I'll be the ref.
You keep track of the score.
Yeah, I
How
don't
about you
know.
guys move to the center a little bit? Now I
Okay.
feel like
Okay.
you both
Yeah.
of you are on her side.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, so now
I don't feel
now
bad.
you know what it feels like. Now you know what it feels like.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Let's do this.
Okay. So I'll begin with 3 countries that won the World Cup twice. Can you name them?
I didn't hear the question.
3 countries have won the World Cup twice.
Argentina?
Yes.
I don't know the other two though.
Can your
Liv,
teammates
answer
fill in?
your question.
Uruguay?
Yes.
Yes.
And I don't know, French?
Yes.
Ooh, okay.
Oh, see, that's 1-1 then.
That was 1-1.
That was
okay.
That was an absolute worldie.
Okay.
In which World Cup did Diego Maradona score the hand of God goal?
86, Mexico.
Yes.
I have no
nice.
idea about that
That's
one.
2-1.
2-1. Come on, keep track of the score.
Yes.
That was close. That was close.
Okay. Okay. So which country has won?
think this
Oh,
is-
go.
that's
That's
it,
it.
yeah.
The technical.
What do
I'm
you
a
mean?
fair player.
Rob Green
I'll count that one in.
Okay. So which country has won the most World Cups?
Didn't we just answer that one?
No.
That's a different one.
It is? Oh,
I
God.
have to do it twice. This is the one who's done it more.
Which country? I don't know, guys. France?
I'll give you guys a...
They're close, but
Germany?
Other
Also
side of the
close.
Atlantic.
Brazil?
Oh, yes, yes,
got
yes.
that
You got
right?
it. You got it. You
how
got it.
many times though?
Oh, that's an own goal. Oh,
That's
my
a
God.
How many times? Do you
Yeah.
know how many times? I don't know.
I know.
I don't know how many times.
Well, definitely more times than Uruguay. Okay.
5 times.
She scored again.
Oh, okay. Which country has appeared in 3 World Cup finals but never won the competition?
That was a nice.
Yeah.
3 World Cup finals.
I didn't even hear. I don't know. I have no idea. I'm just. This game is definitely not for me. Come
The
on.
Netherlands.
Oh, yes, yeah, that's
Good job.
correct. That's
You
correct.
won. Okay, now you guys are out. This game
Okay.
is definitely not for me. Good job, Liv.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Are you guys ready?
I'm up against a professional here.
Yeah. Okay, let's see how the professionals do this.
Okay. Oh, I need to. Are you ready?
I didn't. Okay, hold on. I'll ask the first here. How about that?
Okay.
Ready? Go.
Yes,
Okay.
go.
So there have been 2 World Cup trophies. What was the name of the first?
Jules Rimet.
Oh, that's nice.
Okay.
The Jules
So the
Rimet still wins.
2026 World Cup will be hosted across 3 different countries. Can you name them all? I don't think they're even listening to me anymore.
No. It's North America, so it's Canada, US, and Mexico.
1-0. Well,
my
that's
God.
You
1-1.
got, that was 1-1.
My
You
back
got.
is turned.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think
Liv, you asked the other 2.
any other question, so I'll focus on the game.
So this question's for you then. One player scores 16 goals in the World Cup, and that made him the World Cup top scoring player.
Of all time.
Yeah, who is he?
Any hint of the country
He's
he's
from
coming
Germany.
from? From Germany?
Come on, you
Yes.
can't keep the ball there.
Definitely, I don't know.
Oh
my God.
Wow, who's more professional?
Do you have an idea?
He's from Germany.
He scored in.
I love how when
In
he's
the
thinking,
Maracanã
he's just not
Stadium.
kicking the ball.
He scored the goal that set the record in the Maracanã Stadium.
Gotta focus on one.
No idea.
You
It's
definitely
Miroslav
know who he
Klose.
is.
Oh, thank you, man. I had no idea about that.
They're gonna break someone's
Yeah,
foot.
yeah.
Last question. I think this one is probably.
Ronaldinho Topo.
Why don't you just speak into the?
Okay, so 2 English players have won the World Cup Golden Boot. Who are they?
2 English players.
Yeah.
I should know this one.
That's too easy for Josh.
Hurricane?
Yes.
Yeah.
Who else?
2 English players.
I don't remember the score.
Yeah. I'm sure they know.
Any hint of the next one?
He went to actually experience the same World Cup as
He played for
Maradona.
Everton. He played for Everton.
Does
at one
Josh
point.
know? If
I know
Josh
that
knows.
definitely. I don't know.
And he's a host now for a football show. A very famous football show.
I should know.
The show is called Match of the Day.
Gary Lineker.
I wouldn't have guessed.
Well, that was a good game.
wouldn't have
Josh
guessed.
won, I guess.
Oh yes, he did. He did.
It's
I
okay.
won the goals. He won the questions.
We have other chances for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. How
This
about
is
we
pretty
go
much
grab a
ridiculous.
seat? We go grab a seat after we'll play more games.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll sit over here. I love the bench they set up here as well.
Yes,
It looks like
in the dressing room.
right in the legit dressing room. I think they have something like this as well.
Of course,
For the team talk.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, so is this like
Cristiano.
do you know if this is a replica of the Old Trafford?
Definitely so.
Have you guys been to the? No,
The
not.
modern day one.
Yeah.
Back in the day, it doesn't have.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It's
back in
more
the day.
like-
wouldn't be as fancy as this.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I know that the 2022 qualification game started already, and also recently I think the 5 major leagues started as well. So was there a game that impressed you guys, or was there a certain player that impressed you guys?
I think I'll go first. I love the England game, where they had 3 of different teams. You know, the probably the greatest rivalry.
Was this the against Hungary game?
Yes, I
Yes,
believe so.
yeah.
Yes, where you have Harry Kane,
Yeah.
and you have Saka, and you have this guy from City running, Sterling.
Sterling.
running.
Raheem Sterling, yeah.
Now imagine Tottenham and Arsenal pairing.
Yeah.
I mean, this is one of the greatest North London derbies, but they paired up so well, and you know they went through. It was a beautiful game.
I mean, that's one of the things that I really love about this new England team because, you know, we had the golden generation who won absolutely nothing. But, like, the reason why is, you know, when they retired, they were like, Frank Lampard said he'd never pass to Gerrard. Gerrard said he'd never pass to Lampard. You know, Rooney always wanted to be the top guy. So they were always like 11 players rather than a team.
Yeah.
And then now, the way we've got to semi-finals, finals, like as soon as they're all gone and
Yes.
everyone's playing together, like it's a really promising sign for the
It's
future.
more of a team now.
For sure. And what
Yeah.
about you? What has impressed you so far?
Because I watch Man United every single week. Even though we just,
you don't have to tell me. You know, I know.
No way.
we lost 3 games
we
recently,
did.
but we won a really great game before that.
Yeah.
It was against West Ham United, and David De Gea, our goalkeeper, saved a last-minute penalty, which was so rare for him because he's not good at saving penalties.
Yeah.
So that was a big moment for him and the
Penalties,
team.
it's always so hard
Yeah.
because it's such a big net, and it's definitely
Could go
hard,
anyway.
But,
Out of
but
14 years,
now I understand why that impressed you, and you were probably so excited about it, right? Still,
Because
even
imagine,
this moment.
Out of 14 penalties, he has only been able to like
Two.
save 2. Just
So
two.
it's very rare.
That's very bad. Yeah.
Okay, and
not a
I
good
know that
record.
there are many young players like we were talking about. You know, I don't know a lot about soccer, but I know that there's a French player, like you mentioned, called Mbappe, and also I believe the player from Norway,
Haaland. Yeah.
They're all both amazing young players. You know, so who's a young player besides those 2, of course, that left an impression for you?
For me, I think the big one is Jude Bellingham.
Okay.
Because the thing with English football is because all the teams are so rich, a lot of times what happens is star players from other leagues come and play for us. Whereas what he ends up doing was going to Germany and proving himself there, which is really quite rare for like a young British player. And then knowing that he's out there being so successful for Borussia Dortmund, which is like second to Bayern Munich in the Bundesliga. Like, it isn't just that he's playing well, he's doing it on a really big stage. And it's a good sign that, like, you know, development of youth players, it isn't as linear as it used to be. Like, a lot of times, they would kind of just stick with their own team and then maybe get sold off. Whereas here, it was like, well, he was playing for Birmingham City, I believe it was. And then instead of just directly going up to, like, a feeder club or something slightly bigger, staying in the area, going to, like, West Brom or something, he made a leap to a secondary, but still a pretty large league. And that's really impressive.
Okay, and what about you 2? I know that both of you are on the same team. I've noticed that already. So,
We will try to touch in on other teams. I just wanted to say something about what he mentioned about the age of that player. I also think that we should give credit to also maybe Arsenal for Bukayo Saka. I think he made his debut at age 17, which was one of the youngest. Yeah, and so for me, of course, United fan, I'd go Mason Greenwood. Okay. He has, you know, improved a lot. You know, when he started to now, the number of goals he has had. You know, he's one of the top 50 young players in the world that they're looking at right now in terms of value and everything. So he's improved a lot. I'm impressed.
Okay, and what about you, Liv?
I'm going to talk about goalkeeper because
Okay.
they always don't get mentioned, right? But they really
don't get
deserve a lot
enough
of
credit.
Yes. It's Donnarumma. He played for Italy. Well, he's Italian, and they won the Euros because of him, pretty much, because he saved 2 penalties. Sorry, England lost, so.
No. Block your ears, John. Bad memories.
Did you just bring me here to be like the punch bag?
Well, it's really unfortunate, but he really saved.
Yeah, I mean, that Italian team was just literally like world class.
Yeah. And he's so young,
Yeah.
but he's already a veteran because he's playing for Milan for so long, even though he's playing for Paris now. But I think he's definitely a player to watch for the next World Cup.
That's amazing. And you know, speaking of all these young players, I'm sure they come out from all these great training facilities. And Josh, I know you're from UK, so I know they have a lot of mature programs there. So tell us about the UK youth training program, what it's like.
Yeah, a lot of the teams are, they each have their own academy and they're very comprehensive. And a lot of them have their own specific focus. So, for example, Southampton, it's like it's well known for developing like defenders and things that they then send on to, I think their feeder club for a long time was like Tottenham or someone like that. So there's a real there's a real path from starting in the academy at 4, 5, 6 when they start as a young player to becoming a professional. But also now, I mentioned Jude Bellingham, like there are these players who typically, there's been a little bit of controversy around the academy system lately because, like I say, a lot of the foreign players come to play in England, so there aren't enough spots for the developed ones that come to the academies. Whereas now it seems like there's a kind of a two-way street and they're going to Spain, they're going to Germany, they're going to Italy. So to me, that is a really good sign because it shows that the English game is developing. And we've already seen that in the national side getting to the finals. So I think, it's always been very professional, but now it seems like it's taking that next step to becoming a thing that will produce champions.
I mean, as the year goes, every country is trying to think of a program that's better for their youth players to get better, right? So I love to see that, UK, they already have such a mature program, but yet they still try to progress and, to get better. So that's great. And I know you yourself have a great experience in Africa as well. And I know there are a lot of great Africa players. I know one that's called Aubameyang. Okay, see, I'm learning. Okay, so tell us about the training programs there and what it's like there, because I know it's getting better as well.
It's not like in England and in other places in the world, but Africa is getting there slowly. Back then, when as a youth or as a teenager, and you say you want to play football, your family would almost disown you. Like you're not serious.
That's crazy,
yes,
right?
but for now the trends are changing. More football education. For now, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Ghana is leading it when it comes to academies and focusing on that. And football is contributing to their national whatever. So.
And I know yourself, you're a coach in China as well. I see that there are a lot of Chinese training programs nowadays as well. And Liv, I'm sure, you've always been a big fan and you know all these training programs as well. So what's your thought on the China training program? I know there are a lot of young players, but not enough to get on the big leagues, So what's your thought on that?
A lot of big clubs are trying to bring their academies here.
That's
like
awesome.
Man United and Dortmund, they want to teach the Chinese kids how to play football the European way. That's great, but I think what we need to do is to have more pitches because now kids cannot really go to play football just outside. They got to go a certain place and it could be really far from them. So it's not very accessible to all the kids because you got to have a parent who can send you there. And you got to have time for that.
For sure.
So I think that's what we're really lacking. Also, we need to send more players out there to Europe.
For sure.
Because let's take Japan and Korea examples.
Yeah, I was going to mention those too,
In their national teams, every single player play in Europe. It's their job.
They're all playing the big leagues, right?
Yeah. Well, it might not be the top team, but they all play in Europe.
But they're improving.
Yeah.
Let's say that.
But in China, we only have one player, Wu playing in Spain, in Espanyol. That's definitely not enough. And the North London derby was just a few days ago. And there were 2 Asian players in that game, one for Arsenal and for Korea. Sorry. One player, Thompson, they just signed him. So wow.
Oh man, that's a solid.
That's a really good performance for him, and even for Japan. So we're really lacking that. We haven't seen that in years.
So what do you think that we should learn more from our neighbors in these Asia, the Asia countries? Like, what can we learn from them to be able to send more youth player out there, or to have that chance?
We need to get kids playing football first, and then you gotta play and then like it and want to do it professionally.
So the kids gotta love it themselves first, right?
It cannot be just a job for them.
For sure.
Yeah. What I will add to that is football education, because like we discussed earlier today when we came, see, kids want to play football, but they don't know anything about the stars.
Yeah, I guess you gotta teach them from the beginning, all
Yes,
the history, the
football
culture,
education, yes.
and make them love the sport for themselves, for sure.
Secondly, China, they're trying, but they have to really expose their league to the world. Let it be inclusive. Attract more scouts. British
Scouts are really important.
Yes.
You know, we have scouts come to see the players play, and that's how we send them out there.
Because I tell you, there are
to the bigger stage.
Chinese players. There are outstanding Chinese players in the domestic league.
I'm
here.
sure.
But no exposure.
It's a thing which is kind of strange that I feel like I notice around is when I see people on the street and they're wearing jerseys, be like Manchester United, Juventus, things like that. I rarely, if ever, see like a Beijing jersey or a Shanghai jersey, which shows that even within the country, like I guess it doesn't have the fan base that it probably should. So if they promote it more internally, at least to the youth, I think that would really help. It wouldn't help immediately, but in the long run, when they have a bit of a legacy, I think that would really help.
That's great. Well, I'm sure the people who are watching us, you know, if they're parents, you know, they can bring their kids now to a training facility to maybe to let their kids to know more about the culture and the amazing history behind the sport of soccer. And speaking of young players, back to what we're talking about, in the 2022 World Cup, who do you think will go the furthest?
It's definitely my boy Kylian Mbappe. There's no question about that because Holland is a great player, but the national team of Norway is not very good. The last time they qualified for World Cup was 1998.
Oh, that's a long time ago.
He wasn't even born.
Exactly. Like a thing which I think about this World Cup, as you mentioned, is kind of weird because it's in the winter. But with the Euros being postponed as well, because it's so close, like the players it'll be the same generation of players, just slightly more mature. So it makes me wonder if, say, like with England, like Bukayo Saka, if this extra 18 months will turn him into the guy who can score the winning goal instead of the guy who
in the
penalty. Yeah, exactly. So I almost think that it's going to basically be, in my opinion, it's going to be like Italy. They're going to go right the way to the end because they have such a strong team.
Okay.
I mean, the defense is quite old, but then again, it's still close enough that you could reasonably bring Bonucci in for a game or two.
Okay, that's a good guess.
So I think that this World Cup is going to be pretty interesting as like a follow-up to the Euros. I didn't really follow the Copa America, but like we mentioned, like Argentina, with Messi getting this win, he's got momentum behind him now. So I think that's going to be like, it's going to be a lot of narratives coming together, I think.
I agree. Well, I do agree. So we'll see whose guess is the closest by 2022. But what's your guess?
Yeah, I'll go with her, France, Mbappe,
Of course
because
you will.
Mbappe he's really in form right now. And I would want to mention Brazil like I did before, but I'm thinking of how many young players that age range do they have right now?
Because you got Richarlison.
He's not young anymore.
No, but he's
I wanted to.
he's awesome
I was
now.
tempted to call his name, but I mean, Richarlison. Come on.
Yeah.
Although he was extraordinary in this Japan, this Olympic, right?
Yeah.
He really helped his Brazil team to win.
And I also I think that's kind of important because like Olympic football, it's not really that important, but to Brazil it really is.
It really
and you could
is,
really see that like there are certain teams if they get to like the semi-final, get knocked out, they're like fair enough. But with them, every goal they scored, it may as well have been getting to like the World Cup final.
That's awesome.
So if you have that at that level, when you actually get to the World Cup, it's going to be.
Remember, they've introduced a lot of stars.
Yeah.
I guess it
from
will
the
be
Olympics.
such an exciting year to see the World Cup, right? All these competitive young players and all these great teams competing against each other. And, you know, on the wall, we actually have all these jerseys with different numbers. Now we're going to guess who they are because that's the dream team that FIFA's official website came out with. So we're going to guess who are these players. And, you know, you get a chance to substitute it to your favorite players. So we'll how about we take some guesses and we'll try to, you know, switch them around a little bit.
I'm
Who
going
will
to
go first?
assume 7
Well, 7 is pretty
is,
obvious.
yeah.
I don't even know who 7 is.
Yeah. But the question is, okay, should it be him or should it be Robert Lewandowski? Because Robert Lewandowski is like so complete as a forward.
Yeah, so let's leave the 9 for him.
Okay. No, but you could play both of them in the same team.
Yeah, you could do that.
But you
could-
see,
could
there are
really do
2
that.
number 2s. So I guess
Yeah.
those belongs to 2 players. Would we keep both of the 2s on the field?
maybe a 3 and
Yeah,
a
I
2.
guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
don't have
Who's
it.
10?
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
10 Messi?
Oh, come on, Leo.
Messi, right?
Leo.
Yeah,
Leo.
it is Messi, but he's well, getting old. So.
Well, I'm glad that I got something
Cristiano
right.
Ronaldo is getting.
I'm learning. Come on.
yeah, he's got a body of a 23-year-old, even though
Yeah,
he's 36.
yeah.
So maybe
Yeah, a
I'll take
natural
Kylian
body.
Mbappe for number 10 because he was number 10 in France.
You know, we'll get 2 number 10s as well. I like the 2 number 2s. We'll be fair.
Maybe.
Yeah, he can play anywhere. I can play and go even.
I mean, as long as he's up front on a wing, like,
Yeah.
I guess he'd be.
What about-
Lewandowski is more supportive
Yeah.
than Cristiano. So.
Yeah.
What about the number 19 or, 6 and 1? Would we keep those as well?
So number 1, obviously Jordan Pickford.
Yes, of course.
Are we keeping him?
I thought he was going to just Ter Stegen. You got me.
I knew.
You got me there. Okay. But the 6,
You gotta switch him out?
I seriously think it should be Kante.
N'Golo Kante.
I was gonna say Pogba.
Yeah.
They play different positions.
I wouldn't disagree.
That's the thing, like there's so much varieties, like what
Yeah.
a midfielder
Yeah.
can do.
Yeah.
Like I typically go for Kante as well,
Yeah.
simply because he's one of the few I can think of who's like box to box, up and down.
That's right.
Moves the ball forward, defends in reverse. Like there's very few who have that skill set to like the level he does.
But they coexist, right? they don't play in the same position, but they need to be there
She
together.
does not joke a bit for United, so you've got to know.
What they do in the French national team. They with Pogba and Kante.
Pogba,
Yeah.
And what would you say about number 1, I believe? Did we talk about number 1?
Yeah, we just did.
We just did?
When he got me, he set me up.
And are we agreeing with this side? So basically settled. And did we substitute some people out?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we just made some changes right now.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
And now let's move to the other side.
Sure.
So we have number 10. Oh, we have another 2
Yeah.
number 10s
yeah,
here,
sort of
actually.
similar.
Yeah.
So we have number 10, 1, 19, 2, 15. Let's talk about the new numbers, 15 and 4 and 19.
So should we focus on a defender?
The
then?
defense.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I always like the idea of having like a veteran centre back who can kind of boss it, kind of like orchestrate. So for that position, I'd pick probably either Sergio Ramos,
Okay.
or
Ooh,
like
yeah.
or like Bonucci or someone like that. Someone like getting up there, because the thing with like the defensive positions is you don't necessarily need the speed if you have like wingers who can do that for you.
Yeah, but I'm gonna call a name that he'll disagree definitely, but he has been outstanding. How about Harry Maguire?
Oh, I'm not going to disagree with that.
Oh,
I'm not going to disagree with
fine.
that.
Oh, he's English,
Hey, yeah,
oh,
he's
yeah,
in the national team.
I love how that you guys are like scared to offend each other now. Like he doesn't want to mention certain names because he doesn't want to offend.
Maguire has been really extraordinary. So the 15 he could wear it because he played in the number 5 position.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
If we take Maguire, we're gonna take Rafael Varane because they're playing in pair now.
Yeah.
And you don't want 2 old ones there, right?
Yeah,
You can,
no.
one veteran
yes.
and a young lad,
Younger, yeah.
right? So
The
it's
one with the brains and the one with the legs.
yeah.
So we got our dream team.
Yeah, we
I think so.
definitely-
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully one day that our dream team will be able to play on the field, even though I know that sounds a little crazy, but hopefully, one day, we never know. Maybe there's an all-star game or something.
Maybe for fun.
Yeah.
Like a charity
old
game.
Like a charity game.
And maybe they can listen to us and, put our dream
Yeah,
team
we
on the
manage
field.
from the sidelines.
Yeah.
Okay, now, and I
best
actually
rapper
see a foosball table over there, so how about we go play some foosball?
Yeah.
Okay, no
Yeah.
problem. Let's do it.
Okay, so I guess me and Liv will be the new dream team.
Yeah.
Their dream team.
We're our dream team
There's
for
the-
foosball.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay, let's do this.
That's like the fastest goal in history.
That was
Right into
unexpected.
Loris Karius.
While I close today's show, guys, as you can see, soccer is such a fun sport that brings
Oh,
people
yes.
together and also fun discussion. So if your kids wants to learn soccer, go to a training facility, teach him or her the history behind football or soccer. And until next time, I'll see you guys. But for now, go out there and play some soccer. And I'll see you guys next time, guys. Okay, let's continue the game.
already.
Without me. Okay, we're going to beat them by 4.
Best of 5. That was
Oh, that was close. Did you practice on your own? Oh! No, don't worry. I'll get it. There we go.
There we go.
Well, yeah, 2-1. We'll play a fair game.